Welcome to this series on the Brothers Karamazov and the Bible. In this episode, we return to a single verse, just one line of scripture, that stands at the threshold of the entire novel. John 12:24. It's not only the epigraph, it is the spiritual pattern of the book itself.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone, but if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit.
Jesus speaks these words just before his death, a death that, like the seed, will bear fruit through loss, suffering, and resurrection. It's a quiet but radical truth. Fruitfulness begins with surrender. Growth begins with loss. To bear lasting life, something must first be let go or even buried. This verse is not only printed at the beginning of the novel, it is spoken again by Zosima at a turning point in the story. Zosima is dying, his body is failing, but he says to Alyosha,
Everything comes from the Lord, and so too our destinies. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone, but if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit.
and then he adds,
I think of you thus. You will leave these walls and will live in the world as a monk. You'll have many enemies, but even your very enemies will love you. Life will bring you much misfortune, but therein will be your very happiness. You will rejoice in life and convince others to rejoice.
Zosima knows he will soon die, but he speaks this verse not to despair, but to plant something. This is the spiritual logic Dostoevsky wants us to see. Zosima dies, and people are scandalized. Alyosha is crushed, until he sees a vision of joy. And from that collapse comes a new beginning. It is no accident that the structure of the novel follows this exact pattern: a fall, then fruit; a burial, then life. Like the seed, Zosima's death becomes fertile ground for Alyosha's transformation and for the novel's hidden hope. Dostoevsky scholar Robert Belknap says that this delay in the operation of grace is a central theme of the novel. The whole imagery of seeds in the earth is united with this causal mechanism by the epigraph of the novel. The novel can be looked at as the record of the action of grace upon a group of people. The delay in Zosima and Alyosha is the period in which the seed of grace dies, admitting that sense of guilt which seems to be necessary if grace is to be communicable, bearing fruit. What must die? Pride, certainty, control, even faith in one's own innocence. Each major character faces the question in their own way. Dmitri through humiliation, Ivan through madness, Alyosha through grief, even Zosima through physical corruption. But Dostoevsky insists if the seed dies, it will not stay dead, it will bear fruit. John 12:24 is not just a verse at the beginning of the novel. It is the secret beneath the whole story. Not all death leads to despair. Some deaths, if accepted in humility, become the beginning of life. Zosima dies, but Alyosha rises. The seed falls to the ground, and something greater begins to grow.